Okay, now let's go to the confidence interval for the proportion, the population proportion. Remember, we are going to use the confidence interval for the proportion. And since we are basing our inference in the sample proportion, that is P bar, is P bar plus or minus Z. We're going to use again the standard normal distribution of alpha divided by 2 times P bar times 1 minus P bar divided by N. This is the formula for the confidence interval for the population proportion. That's it. I mean, basically, let's do an example. Let's do problem 36. It says, according to statistics reported on CNBC, a surprising number of motor vehicles are not covered by insurance. Sample result consistent with the report show that 46 out of 200 vehicles were not covered. So 46 out of 200 not covered. Okay, what is the proportion? What they are saying, that they have a sample of 200, so N is equal to 200. What is P bar? P bar is equal to the number of elements with a certain characteristics divided by the total sample size. What is the number of elements without insurance? It's 46. 46 out of 200. So P bar is equal to 0.23. So we have P bar 0.23 because we compute the value of my P bar, that is my proportion for the sample. What is the point estimate of the population, of the proportion of the population proportion? Remember that the point estimate is the parameter itself, is the statistic itself. So the estimate for the population proportion is 0.23. B, develop a 95% confidence interval. 95% confidence interval for the real population proportion based on this sample data. Okay, so we're going to use this one, this formula. So is P bar is 0.23 plus or minus the margin of error, and the margin of error is Z of alpha divided by 2. And we already know that for 95% confidence interval, my Z is equal to 1.96 times the square root of P, 0.23 times 0.77, 1 minus P divided by N is 200. Okay? The margin of error is 0.23 times 0.77 divided by 200, square root, 0.0297. What did I do? Okay, times 1.96. This margin of error is 0.058. Okay, so if we are dealing with this, the confidence interval for the real proportion, for the real population proportion is 0.23 minus 0.058 is 0.172 to 0.23 plus 0.288. Okay? 0.17 to 0.288. So what I'm saying here is that I am 95% sure that the whole vehicles in the United States, if you will, if that is the population, between 17.2% and 28.8% do not have insurance. Okay, and I'm saying this with a 95% confidence, or I am 95% sure that the proportion of the real population is between 0.172 and 0.288. And that's it. I mean, that's pretty simple.